Hey guys, how we doing? It's Monday, February the 4th, 2019. And for today's video, what I thought I would do is a video on my Rush collection. I've been a fan of this Canadian rock band for many years. My cousins, they're a little older than me, they're in their 50s, got me into it. And ever since the first albums I've heard with them, which was Permanent Waves and Moving Pictures, I really took a liking to this band, and I decided over the last couple of decades to just really go for try to get the full catalog of music if I can. And this is it's been said before in the YouTube community that this is a band that just really takes care of their fans. I couldn't say it any better than that myself. So I will mention before we get into this, we're going to go through the studio albums. There are four of them that are missing. The two most recent ones I do not have. And as of right now, I'm looking at my list here. A Farewell to Kings I don't have, and Hemispheres I don't have, but we're working on that. So as soon as I find the right copy in the right condition for the right price, we'll pick them up. So anyhow, let's get started. 1974, this is the Rush album. This is most noted for the Working Man track. This is an American pressing, Mercury Records. Great, solid album. I was just listening to it the other day, actually. This is one of the ones, if you just really want to get a feel for Rush as a band, it's not a bad album to start out with. Really good, solid rock and roll material on that album. So anyhow, and that's Rush from 1974. All right. Second one is Fly By Night. This is from 1975. Again, an American pressing, Mercury Records. Listening to this one the other day. Oh my goodness. Anthem, of course, Fly By Night, By Tor and the Snow Dog. Excellent songs. This one, it's just like almost like that Whitesnake album from 1987. Front to back, cover to cover, rock solid. This is a great rock and roll album. Well worth having in your collection if you are a Rush fan or you're looking to become a Rush fan or growing your collection. So that's Fly By Night from 75. Caress of Steel, got it basically just because I wanted to add it to the collection. This is one of the remasters from 1997. And here's what you get right there. And as always with these remasters, it's been shown in other videos, you get that star logo with most of the remasters discs. So kind of neat, And we move on to 1976, 2112. This album needs no introduction. Any Rush fan knows this album. It's phenomenal. You can listen to it cover to cover. I mean, some people think it's a little bit overrated. I like it. I've been listening to a lot of these lately. I listened to that one about 2 weeks ago, cover to cover. And now we get to the two albums that I do not have, A Farewell to Kings and Hemispheres. Farewell to Kings, noted for Closer to the Heart. Like I said, looking for a good copy of it. As soon as I get a good copy of it, we'll add it to the collection. And Hemispheres, also a really great album. There's some very long song on there. As soon as I get the chance and I find one at the right price and good condition, we'll pick one up and we'll add it to the connection. So that pretty much gets us done with the 70s. This one here, getting into 1980, Permanent Waves. This is a Mercury Records, American pressing. This is actually from a music club, from a BMG Records, or not BMG Records, but the BMG Music Club. So that was one of the ones, 12 for the price of one, or 1 cent, or whatever. Sounds good, plays well. So, and before we actually I have the moving pictures disc in my hand, but Permanent Waves, again, how could you not like this album? I mean, this is actually, I'd have to say, this is probably one of my favorite Rush albums to listen to, if not my favorite Rush album. Spirit of the Radio and Free Will, obviously, got a lot of radio play over the years. Jacob's Ladder, and, just a solid album, cover to cover, and I love it. Glad to have it in my collection. Actually, I'm probably going to listen to it after I get done with this video. Moving right along into 1981. Moving Pictures, the album needs no introduction. Limelight, Tom Sawyer, one of my favorite songs, Red Bruschetta. Everybody knows this album, knows these songs. These are great. And I have a duplicate of this album too. I have a duplicate of Permanent Waves as well. Just phenomenal. I'm really glad to have them in my collection. And we move into, I guess, the beginning of the synth period for Rush, which is the 80s. This album here, this is rock solid cover to cover. You got subdivisions on here, What is it, The Analog Kid? I mean, you got all kinds of good stuff on here. I mean, if you know Rush, you know this album. This kind of kicked off the synth period for them. Not my favorite album from them, but I definitely like it. Well worth having in the collection. And this one was actually the remaster. So again, I'll show you with the remaster you got. Yeah. Anytime you get the remaster, you got something on the inside. The CD case was clear, and you got the graphic in there, or you get the star logo or whatever. So it's all kind of neat. Been listening to this one a lot lately. Grace Under Pressure. This album is solid from cover to cover. After Image, Distant Early Warning. The Body Electric, The Enemy Within. This album is really good. These are some of my favorites to listen to. I listen to this at 2:45 in the morning when I'm on my way to work. And this is a Mercury Records. This is an American pressing. Well worth having in a collection. I know Grace Under Pressure is kind of, some people are on the fence about it, hit or miss. But I like it. It's definitely one of the ones I listen to a lot. These get a lot of play, and that's definitely one of the ones that gets a lot of play in my collection. Okay, and we go into the mid-'80s, deep into the synth period with Power Windows. This is the Big Money Manhattan Project. I'm just looking at this. Wow, I think this was the one, if I'm not mistaken, that Mercury Records, of course, American pressing. This is the one, I think there was a book or something or another, and Geddy Lee was talking about it. If the guy didn't hit the right button, or he didn't hit the right note on the machine just right, it would just basically ruin the whole song when they tried to do it live. Apparently that album, those songs are very hard to record, to do live. Excuse me. But still, no, I mean, it's got some good tracks on it, and I listen to it. Not one of my favorite Rush albums, but definitely worth having in the collection. Okay, moving on to 1987. This is Hold Your Fire. This has Mission on it. I mean, Mission's a freaking phenomenal Rush song. Yeah, here's my copy of it. You can see the logo. I've heard others in the community have said that album hasn't aged well, but I think it has. It's definitely one that I like listening to. You know, I got it basically from Mission. So I love this song, Mission. It's a nice little, you know, decent like pop ballad kind of a song. I don't know whatever the hell you want to call it, but good song nonetheless. I like listening to it. Like I said, I have a collection here. I'm not a collector. I'm a music fan. If a song's good, who the hell cares what kind of song it is? All right. Uh, you know. So moving along to this is 1989. This is Presto, and it's a Show Don't Tell is actually the one worth mentioning on this album here. Pretty good, and the rest of it kind of falls apart a little bit, but still in all, Presto's anything Rush does is decent, worth having. But Show Don't Tell would definitely be the track to have with that album, to get that album for. And if you like the other stuff, listen through. I mean, I listened through it all the way through and a few times the last few weeks, and didn't bother me any. I enjoyed it. All right, moving along to 1991, into the 90s period, which I will admit I'm just going to show these albums. There's not going to be a whole lot of talk. This should be Roll the Bones. Not exactly a big Rush period for me. So I tend to like the late 70s into the 80s period the best. But not a remaster, but definitely part of the collection. Okay, Counterparts, this is from 1993. This one has the song Animate on it, which is a really good song. That worth mentioning. And then, there's the artwork on the CD. Neat looking, custom CD cover, custom artwork on a CD. All right. Moving along to Test for Echo, which is 1996. This is a music club pressing. There's the inside of the jewel case, which of course that's clear. And your CD. Okay. And then this, we get into the 2000s. This being the last one that I have of the studio albums from them, and this is Vapor Trails from 2002. It's a CD. And the inside of the jewel case, of course. Now, let's see here. So that completes the studio catalog as far as what I have for the studio albums. And I definitely prize possessions now. I think I like this better than my UK Mono 4th pressing of Beatles' Please Please Me album. So, now we'll go through and I'll show you some duplicates that I have of a couple of studio albums I picked up. These are both from the remasters. Would be Permanent Waves and Moving Pictures. If I had 1,000 copies of these son of a bitches, it would be worth it. You can never have too many copies of a Rush album, as far as I'm concerned. So very glad to have them in my collection as well. So, some other things I want to show. These are I don't know what you'd say, like maybe best of, greatest hits, that type of thing. Those type of like compilation type things. The two retrospective albums. 74 to 80, 81 to 87. Yeah, just making sure I had them in the right order. So, these are great. Any Rush fan should have them in the collection. Well worth the money. And of course, have to show, these are my duplicates. I have duplicates of them too. So, again, it's Rush. You can never have too many copies of a Rush album. And you got this guy here. This is another one. Get some cool artwork in here too. This is another one, just like a greatest hits collection. Well worth having. And then here's my favorite, Chronicles. This again, another one just like these 3 CDs I just showed you. Like lots of stuff from the early period right in, through the more current stuff. Through the 80s anyway. Well worth the money. Chronicles has been in my collection for a long, long time. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, this one here. So we have Mercury and Anthem on this one. So here's what you get with the Chronicles. And then just a simple basic booklet with your tracks. And then I have to be careful because my jewel case is getting a little old with this one. So we're going to hold the CD in so it doesn't fall out. And then that's what you get right there on that side there. So that's the Chronicles disc. 2-disc set, along with the Spirit of the Radio and the 2 retrospective CDs. Again, like I said, those compilation discs are well worth the money. And you've got, oh boy, where do we want to start with these? I have 3 that are, I believe these are live, my live discs here. So, we will start with this one. And I'll show it here. This is a remaster. And this is Exit Stage Left. It's a live album. It's Spirit of the Radio, Red Barchetta, XYZ. Yeah, you got a bunch of them. A lot of, late 70s to early 80s. Actually late 70s, basically, on this one here. This is one that's beloved by many Rush fans out there that have been Rush fans a hell of a lot longer than I have. And we've got A Show of Hands, another one worth having. I have a remaster of it. There's the disc. And then you got this guy here, and I got to be careful holding this one, because of the way it is. It's a three CD set, and with this different stages, you'll see in a minute when I try to open it up. Yeah, you get some really nice artwork here. Like I said, Rush takes very good care of their fans, and then you get they'll give you nice booklet, and then you get like live shots and stuff. So well worth it. But see, with this cardboard crap, this is a 3 CD set. They put the first 2 CDs on the edge here and here. Then you got your photograph in the middle, and here's your 3rd CD right here, which is removable, and it won't fit back in the sleeve. So me personally, I'm not a big fan of that cardboard stuff, but hey, it's who the hell cares? It's Rush, It's Rush. It's great music. So anyhow, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. This is my Rush collection as of 2019. I've been working on this for about 20 years. More so in probably the last couple of years, I've picked up a lot of these discs. I got really good deals. I watched the internet auction sites. Some of them I bought in stores. Some of them I bought from music clubs. And I have to say, I really love this band. And as I said early on in the video, this is a band that takes really, really good care of their fans. Uh, you will meet Rush fans, casual fans that just listen to Permanent Waves and Moving Pictures. You will meet fans that listen to just the early stuff. Then you'll meet people that will listen to all of it. You've got people that like just the synth stuff. And in the 90s and the 2000s material. Very, very well taken care of. Myself and all the other Rush fans out there. I can't emphasize it enough. This is a collection I'm very pleased to have in my full collection. It will grow. Will continue to grow. I'm going to pick up those other 4 studio albums that I'm missing. And, it's a part of my collection, my full music collection that's listened to so much. A lot of these songs are, I drive up and down the highway each day on my way to work listening to this stuff, And I'm just so glad to have been in the right place at the right time with my cousins and just really got into this type of, into this wonderful Canadian rock band. And on that note, we're at almost 22 minutes, so we're going to bring the video to a close. I hope you've enjoyed this video. To those of you diehard Rush fans that are even bigger into the band than I am, be gentle with your comments. We're all here because we like Rush. Some of you know the band a little bit better than I do. And, if you have any ideas or suggestions for other, Rush material that I can get, let me know. Because I love this band. And I would definitely love to add to my collection. Anyhow, if you guys like videos like this, hit that like button and that subscribe button and come on, join the channel and join the fun. More the merrier. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day and a goody goody.